This question sounds like something a group of sleep-deprived teenagers might ask at 3 a.m., but it turns out it's also a surprisingly popular scientific curiosity. Let's say, just for fun, that every single human being on Earth, all 8 billion of us, gather together in one place and jump into the air at the exact same moment. What would happen? First, we need logistics. Where are we all gathering? Earth's land surface is about 148 million square kilometers. But most of that is wilderness, mountains, deserts, and, for some reason, Australia. To make this work, we need everyone to stand relatively close together, shoulder to shoulder, ideally. Lucky for us, if we assume a tight crowd density like at a concert or sporting event, about 4 people per square meter, we could fit all of humanity into an area roughly the size of Los Angeles. That's right, the entire human race could squeeze into one city if they were willing to stand uncomfortably close and ignore personal space completely. Of course, the plumbing situation would be catastrophic, but we're only here to jump, not to live. So now imagine this massive, densely packed crowd. People from every continent, language, and background are shoulder to shoulder on an enormous field, nervously checking their phones, wondering what exactly is going to happen. A countdown begins. 3, 2, 1, and then everyone jumps. For a split second, it's glorious. Billions of feet leave the ground in unison. For that brief airborne moment, humanity is united. Then, impact. 8 billion people come crashing down onto the earth at the same time. The ground shakes. Somewhere, a dog barks. A few car alarms go off. And that's it. The Earth does not crack open, continents don't shift, the planet doesn't wobble off its axis and go careening into the sun. In fact, from a geological perspective, nothing really happens at all. The total energy released by the collective jump of all humans is about equal to a small nuclear bomb, but spread over the entire surface area of Los Angeles. That's barely enough to register as a noticeable seismic event. Scientists estimate the resulting earthquake would measure around 4 to 5 on the Richter scale. Enough to rattle windows and maybe topple a few bookshelves, but not exactly planet-shaking. Now, what about the Earth's motion? Could we push the planet slightly in the opposite direction, like a giant rocket boost? Well, not really. Earth is incredibly massive, like 6 sextillion tons massive. Compared to that, the combined mass of all humans is laughably small. We're talking about 0.1% of the Earth's mass. So, when everyone jumps and then lands, the forces more or less cancel out. Technically, yes, the Earth would move ever so slightly in the opposite direction, by a distance of roughly 1/100th the width of a hydrogen atom. In other words, absolutely nothing useful. However, the real problem isn't the jump, it's the crowd. You see, when 8 billion people try to occupy the same city-sized area and all land at the same time, things get messy. People fall over. Some land on other people. Knees get banged. Faces get elbowed. It's a logistical disaster. The pressure from billions of feet hitting the ground could compress the soil, generate dust clouds, and send flocks of terrified birds scattering into the sky. The noise alone, billions of voices shouting, feet slamming, phones dropping, would be deafening. But let's say we're prepared. Let's say we all wore helmets, padded suits, and agreed not to sue each other. Could this synchronized jump be used for something useful? Well, not really. It turns out our ability to affect the planet physically is very limited. We're excellent at destroying ecosystems, sure, but moving tectonic plates? Not so much. There's simply not enough mass in the human race to make a dent. If we wanted to actually push the Earth even a tiny bit in space, we'd need to detonate billions of nuclear warheads in one direction. And even then, it would barely nudge the orbit. But don't be disappointed. Just because we can't launch Earth like a giant basketball doesn't mean the idea isn't fun. In fact, a synchronized global jump might be the greatest moment of human cooperation in history. Think about it. 8 billion people from rival nations, different faiths, conflicting ideologies, all agreeing to do one absurd thing together, just for the sake of curiosity. No wars, no politics, just one big hop. And the memes? Glorious. Of course there would be conspiracy theories. The jump was fake, someone would say. I didn't jump, and Earth still shook. Some corners of the internet would demand a second jump, this time under international supervision. TikTok challenges would emerge. Jump at 3 a.m. and record the moon moving. Flat earthers would try to explain why jumping proves the Earth is a pancake. NASA would have to make a public statement confirming that Earth is still in the same.